Hi guys, it's Paul from Model Ventures, and I've just purchased two products that weren't initially on my wish list. However, as everyone knows, the more gear you start to put on your four-wheel drive, lift, tyres, tray, canopy and all that, the more sluggish and underperform it starts to feel. So, I've got my hands on the Torqit stainless steel DPF back exhaust and the plug and play tuning chip to hopefully bring that power back up a bit. So I'm going to install these over two videos. This one is going to be the exhaust, and then the next one I'm going to throw on the power chip. So in this video I'm going to show you how to install it, as well as give you some OBD2 data just to see if installing one is actually going to give you better performance and reduce fuel use. So in this video I'm going to install the exhaust and show you just how quick and easy it is to swap over from that factory one. I'm not going to install the chip this time, only because I want to put the exhaust on, have a look at some OBD2 data, and just make sure that while installing an aftermarket exhaust, I'm going to get that extra performance and fuel efficiency that we're all looking for. So before I get into the actual install, I just want to cover off on two things. So the first being the reason why I'm changing to an aftermarket exhaust and the benefits that I'm chasing, and the second being why I chose Torqit as the product. So if you saw an earlier video where I installed my AFN bull bar, I also spent a fair bit of time and money on doing my air intake as well. So starting with the Safari Air Max snorkel, I then went on and did a Plazaman intercooler, Plazaman hot and cold hoses, as well as a solid manifold intake. So just to increase the breathability of the motor, and I think this just goes hand in hand. So there's not much point if you can breathe in really well, but can't then breathe out really well. And that's just part of the whole system. So by installing an aftermarket exhaust, I'm therefore increasing the amount of exhaust gas flow and then back pressure on the motor. So when I bought the exhaust, I did have a friend ask me, and this bloke's definitely not into cars in any way, shape or form, what's wrong with the stock exhaust? So all these other vehicles come out with factory exhaust, not an issue, which is fine. It's a fair point. However, just have to know that manufacturers set a standard for price and quality. Now there's thousands of different components that go into a vehicle. Most aren't actually made by that manufacturer, they're outsourced from other companies, and they all add it to a price. Now they've got to weigh up whether that price sits at a point in the market where the people they're trying to sell them to are actually going to be able to afford them and will buy them in a number that is actually going to make them profit. Now, I think most four-wheel drive enthusiasts would agree, aftermarket products are superior to those that come from the manufacturer, probably with the exception of CVs. But the thing is, they're not going to dump the best quality products into their vehicles and then put the vehicle on the market at an exuberant price that no one's going to purchase. But if you are looking to update your vehicle or upgrade, then aftermarket gear is obviously the way to go, because you can pick and choose what gear that you want to put on your car and how much that you want to spend extra on it to get it to a point that you're happy with. Now for me personally, after going and putting in suspension, tyres, tray, canopy, 12-volt system, a water tank and a few other things, I want to get back the power and performance that I had when the vehicle weighed a lot less. So adding all that extra gear, I've obviously thrown out the power to weight ratio, and I just want to get a little bit back just to get the performance of the vehicle as it was when it was factory. Alright, so just a few last details before I get onto the actual install. So Torqit make their exhaust with a 304 grade stainless steel. What that means is there's a high nickel and chromium content, which reduces the corrosion on your exhaust. Now, if you've got a factory exhaust, you'll know that after about 2 weeks of owning your vehicle, the exhaust is already rusted out. So if you're going to buy something aftermarket, you want to get something that's good quality and it's actually going to last you, and you're going to get your money's worth for what you paid for. So that quality of steel is also carried through to the flanges, or the 10mm sections that are internally welded and connect each exhaust section together. So what that means is they're not going to corrode early, you're not going to get exhaust gas leak, and they're not going to rattle and fall apart prematurely. And lastly, the exhaust is made with 2mm thick steel that is mandible bent and TIG welded. Now what that means is the thicker steel is going to last you a lot longer. It's going to give you that signature really throaty sound to it. The mandible bends don't crimple or crump or stretch any steel, so you're going to have a stronger product the whole way through. And TIG welding is going to give you a stronger and longer lasting join over a MIG weld. So the improvement in sound wasn't a big concern for me. Obviously, being an aftermarket stainless steel snorkel, this thing's going to sound a hell of a lot better than the factory one. However, going back to the reason why I actually chose Torqit is the fact that they could show me on paper how much my vehicle would improve with this product. So they're saying with their product, I can expect an 11 kilowatt and 27 Newton meter increase in performance, which without all the other engine modifications is pretty good by itself. So I'm hoping with all those combined, I expect a much more enjoyable vehicle to drive. Before I take out the stock exhaust and then replace it with the Torqit one, I just want to hook up my OBD2 scanner and scan tool just to get some baseline metrics such as the air pressure through the DPF, air pressure through the exhaust, as well as temperatures. So I want to see by swapping out to an aftermarket exhaust, I'm going to get some actual data-driven improvements in the vehicle. Because as much as I want to see an improvement in the sound of the vehicle, I also want to see an improvement in the performance as well. So at the moment I'm just driving through the suburbs, and even with the stock exhaust I've never really heard much note coming from the back. So pretty much all I'll hear in the cabin is the engine noise and some turbo spool, especially with the new Safari Air Max snorkel. But realistically I don't think I've ever really heard the exhaust whilst I'm in the cab. So even coming out of corners and that, when you put your foot down a bit, it's never really given me much of a note. To get some data from a scan tool, I've just found myself a back road and I'm going to sit in second gear and just hold it at about 2,500 revs. So I'll do that with the stock exhaust and then again with the Torqit exhaust just to see what the difference is. So again, not much of a note coming through the cab with the stock exhaust. I did notch it up to 3,000 RPM just to get a bit more data on that OBD2, just for better comparison. The road I'm on is fairly straight and flat, so I was able to keep that 3,000 RPM stable the whole way through. So the air intake at the moment is showing 22 degrees. So when I install the new Torqit exhaust, I'll obviously match the same road and try and match the same outside temperatures as well, just to get a better comparison. swapping the exhaust over is actually really straightforward. So just before you go to untighten the 4 nuts on the factory exhaust, just make sure you hit it with a bit of WD-40. It will just help you loosen them up a bit because they are fairly tight on there. And then once they are loose, you just have to shimmy a little bit just to get those hangers off, and then they'll just slide right at the back. The kit from Torqit comes with all new gaskets, which is great, and also nuts and bolts. So not using the factory ones, which I guarantee are already rusted out. To fit the new Torqit exhaust, all I'm going to do is slide the front section first, work front to back, get those hangers on, and then just tighten the nuts up, just finger tight until I get the entire section on. And then I'll lock everything down once it's all in place. Whilst I'm under here, I'm just going to point out a couple of things that might make it a bit easier if you are going to install one of these exhausts. So these bolts here, they're actually a part of this mounting here and won't actually come off. There are 6 bolts included in the Torqit kit. However, you only need 4 of them for the next sections back. Don't use the new nuts either. The thread is slightly different and you'll thread those bolts if you try and put the new ones on there. So just retain the factory ones there. Then coming down the next section. So just where your factory muffler used to be is 2 hanger points. For the Torqit exhaust, we're only going to need the right hand one, so don't worry about the left hand one. If you put it on the right hand side, it'll all line up perfectly. When you're connecting the 2 sections together, just remember to finger tighten the nuts and bolts first. Make sure your gasket's properly lined up, as well as the join, so you're going to get a good seal there and no exhaust gas is going to leak out. So it's been a couple of weeks since I installed the exhaust, and I just wanted to share probably the 3 main things that I've noticed since I put it on the car. So first of all being the sound. I've done a few long trips down in the snowies, obviously driving around town and stuff like that, but I'm not getting that drone from the exhaust through the cabin, which is great. I didn't want anything too loud. Obviously you can get the DPF version, DPF back version, which I have, or you can go the turbo back version. So obviously there's issues with removing your DPF, but each to their own. But if you do want a louder exhaust with a heavier note, obviously you're going to have to go that turbo back exhaust. But inside the cab there's no drone. Outside it sounds great, so it's a lot more throaty, especially under load. It sounds fantastic. I'm just not getting it through the cab, which obviously I don't mind. So the second thing is vehicle performance and how I think that's changed since I put the exhaust on. I think the biggest difference is driving on the freeway, the vehicle's not hunting for 6th gear. It's not holding on to 5th for that extended period of time. It does feel a little bit more effortless when I'm going through the gears. And I think that's probably got to do with the reduced back pressure with the bigger exhaust. And lastly, which is probably the most important one for me, I've actually noticed a drop in fuel use. So I'm getting more fuel economy after installing the exhaust. The normal drive I do every morning, the school drop and then back home, I've measured that a couple of times with the OBD2. I've done it a few times and averaged it out, and I think it was sitting just below 0.8 of a litre, which for a 25k round trip's not too bad. And if you average that over hundreds or thousands of kilometres that you're going to do after installing exhaust, it adds up to a fair bit of money over time. Alright,
so that's a wrap on the Torqit exhaust install. Honestly, I think in terms of four-wheel drive mods, it's super simple, very straightforward. The great thing here is you're not modifying anything in terms of having to redesign brackets, bolts, blah, blah, blah. All you do is unbolting your stock exhaust, taking that out, and then rebolting in your new one. So anyone with a spanner can get this done in about an hour or so. So it was very straightforward, very easy, and obviously some great benefits there to be had. I think anyone would agree that increased fuel efficiency and therefore reduced running costs is definitely a big win. And by reducing that back pressure, you're also going to improve a little bit on that lag, which is just inherent to a turbo diesel. As I mentioned earlier, I've got the DPF back version. Torqit do sell a turbo back version, so if you are looking to go down the route of a DPF delete, they do have that option, which is obviously going to give you a much louder exhaust and a much throatier sound through that stainless steel. So if you're looking for a modification for your four-wheel drive, it's great quality, cost effective, really easy to install, and you're actually going to see some difference in performance and fuel costs, then the Torqit aftermarket exhaust is definitely the way to go. For anyone that's noticed the paid promotion on this video, I did originally email Torqit to get a price on their exhaust and tuning chip, and they got back to me with a 10% discount for buying both at the same time. Now, I did hit them up for a collaboration. They were happy to do that at a 25% reduction on the overall price. So at the end of the day, I still outlaid 75% of the cost, and I'm happy to do that because I know these products are going to work for my four-wheel drive. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, obviously drop them below. I'm happy to reply to messages on Instagram as well. And at the end of the video, I'm just going to leave you with some OBD2 data just to show you the difference before and after installing the exhaust. But I hope you enjoyed the video.